One team is one win away from doing something no one has done in 20 years. The other team is one win away from proving that the golden generation everyone said was finished isn't. In 3 days, Argentina and Spain will walk out under the lights in New Jersey, and only one of them walks away as the greatest team on earth. Lionel Messi is 39 years old. This is, in all likelihood, the last time we will ever see him play a World Cup match. And somehow, he's not just along for the ride. He set up both goals in the semi-final comeback that got Argentina here. In stoppage time. Against England, when it looked like it was over. Spain didn't need stoppage time drama. They just dismantled Kylian Mbappe and France 2-0 like it was a training exercise. So here's the question this video is going to answer. Who actually wins this final, and why does almost everyone have it wrong? Stick around, because by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly how this game gets decided, who the two players nobody's talking about are, and what happens to football history depending on which way this goes. Let's get into it. Before we talk about Sunday, you need to understand how brutal the road to get here actually was, because it tells you everything about who these two teams are right now. Let's start with Argentina. The defending champions came into this tournament under enormous pressure. Win it again, and Messi cements himself not just as the greatest player of his generation, but arguably the greatest of all time. Full stop. No debate. Lose it, and every headline is going to be about how the party ended. And for a while in the semi-final against England, it looked like the headlines were being written in real time. England were up, time was running out. And then, in the space of about 7 minutes, everything changed. Messi found Enzo Fernandez for the equalizer. Then Messi found Julian Martinez with the cross that won it. 2 goals, 7 minutes. One 39-year-old, conducting the entire thing from midfield like he had all the time in the world. That's not luck. That's a team that has figured out how to win ugly, which, if you know anything about knockout football, is the single most valuable skill a team can have in a tournament like this. Now Spain. Spain didn't need a miracle. They didn't need stoppage time. They took one of the most talented attacking teams on the planet, a France side built around Kylian Mbappe, and they shut them out. 2-0. Clean. Clinical. Almost boring, if you're not a Spain fan, because there was no drama. They controlled the game from the first whistle to the last. That's the story of these two semifinals in one sentence. Argentina survived. Spain dominated. And that difference is going to matter more than you think on Sunday. Here's something most previews aren't going to tell you. This isn't just a final. This is a genuine changing of the guard moment for international football, whichever way it goes. If Argentina wins, they become back-to-back World Cup champions. Do you understand how rare that is? Only a handful of nations in the entire history of this tournament have done it. Brazil did it in 58 and 62. Italy in 34 and 38. Brazil again in the 2000s doesn't count. I'm talking about actual consecutive titles. That's it. That's basically the whole list across nearly a century of football. And it would happen with a 39-year-old Messi as arguably the best player on the pitch, which I don't think people fully appreciate how insane that is. Athletes his age are supposed to be commentators by now, not deciding World Cup finals with a cross. If Spain wins, it's a different kind of statement. This would be Spain's second title, their first since 2010, the tiki-taka golden generation of Iniesta and Xavi, and this new Spain team has done it in a completely different way. This isn't a team of household names the way that Argentina squad is. This is a system, a machine, a group of players who, individually, most casual fans couldn't name, but who, together, have not conceded more than once in any game this entire knockout stage. So really what we're watching on Sunday is legendary individual brilliance versus the perfect system. Messi versus the machine. That's the story. Let's talk about how it actually plays out. Okay, let's get into the actual football, because this is where the game gets won or lost. Argentina's game plan is built around patience and moments. They are not going to try to outpossess Spain. Nobody outpossesses Spain. That's basically a law of physics at this point. Instead, Argentina is going to sit in, stay compact, and wait for the exact moment Spain overcommits. And when that moment comes, the ball is going to find Messi in a pocket of space between the lines, and everything after that is instinct. Watch for this specifically. Argentina's fullbacks are not going to push high. They're going to stay disciplined, because the biggest threat Spain poses isn't through the middle, it's the overlapping runs out wide. If Argentina's fullbacks get dragged out of position even once, that's a gap Spain will find in about 4 passes. Spain's game plan is the opposite. Control the ball, control the tempo, suffocate you slowly. They're not trying to score early, they're trying to make you chase the ball for 70 minutes until your legs are gone, and then take the game apart in the last 20 minutes when your defense is exhausted. That's exactly what happened to France. France was fine for an hour. Then Spain turned the screw. Here's the key tactical battle to actually watch for on Sunday. Spain's double pivot in midfield versus Argentina's willingness to press. If Argentina presses aggressively to disrupt Spain's rhythm early, they risk gassing out by minute 60, and that's exactly when Spain historically starts scoring. But if Argentina sits back too passively, Spain will just pass around them for 90 minutes and win on patience alone. So, Argentina's coaching staff has an almost impossible balancing act. Press just enough to disrupt, but not so much that they're empty in the legs when it matters. That tension right there is basically the whole game in one sentence. Everyone's going to make this final about Messi. Fair enough. But here are the 2 names that could actually decide it, that you're not hearing enough about. First, Argentina's midfield engine. Everyone remembers Messi's assists in the semifinal, but the reason he had the freedom to make those plays is because Argentina's midfield won every single second ball in that final stretch. If that battle is lost against Spain's midfield, which, let's be honest, might be the best midfield unit left in this tournament, Messi never gets the ball in dangerous positions in the first place. No supply, no magic. Second, Spain's goalkeeper. It's easy to forget the goalkeeper in a final that's going to be all about attacking talent, but Spain has not been tested defensively all tournament, and a World Cup final against Messi is going to be the single hardest defensive examination of this entire competition. If Spain's keeper has one uncertain moment, one flap at a cross, one hesitation coming off his line, Argentina only needs one moment. That's who they are. And then there's the Golden Boot race, which is heating up in the background of all of this. Whoever scores in this final doesn't just help their team win, they could walk away as the tournament's top scorer, which is its own piece of history on the same night. All right, here's how I think this actually goes. I think the first 60 minutes look a lot like the France semifinal, Spain dominating the ball, Argentina absorbing pressure, patient, compact, waiting. But here's the difference. France didn't have anyone who could manufacture a moment out of nothing. Argentina does. And I think somewhere in that second half, exactly the way it happened against England, Argentina is going to get one moment, one half chance, and Messi is going to be involved in it, whether that's the goal itself or the pass that creates it. I don't think this is a blowout either way. I think this is a 1-1 game that goes into extra time, and I think whichever team has one more piece of magic left in the tank in those final 30 minutes walks away as champions. And if I had to bet on who has that one moment left, I'm leaning Argentina. Not because they're the better team over 90 minutes. Spain probably is the better team over 90 minutes. But finals aren't won over 90 minutes on paper. They're won in the 5 seconds nobody sees coming. And this Argentina team, with this version of Messi, has proven twice now in this tournament that they specialize in exactly that. But I want to be clear, this is close. This is genuinely one of the most even finals in years. Don't be shocked if Spain's control just grinds Argentina down and they win it comfortably in 90. Whatever happens Sunday, here's what's actually at stake. A 39-year-old finishing the greatest individual career in the history of the sport with one final trophy, or a new Spanish golden generation proving they belong in the same conversation as 2010. Either way, we're about to watch history happen in real time. Drop your prediction in the comments, Argentina or Spain, and what's the scoreline you've got? I want to see how many of you agree with me before kickoff. If this breakdown helped you get ready for Sunday, hit subscribe, because I'll have the full match reaction and analysis up right after the final whistle. See you then.